with that, when I started to focus on the feeling of having these experiences that I wanted and that I loved as if they were here now. I love that feeling. I love that vibe. I love when they come in and show this. I love when I'm helping them and they're so grateful. I love when I can manifest, and I would be very specific sometimes. I'd be like, I just love the feeling of manifesting $555 in one day. That feels really good. Like, I love that feeling of being empowered. I love that feeling of being a high paid light worker, like being well paid. I love that feeling. And boom, I was manifesting those goals, hitting those financial goals. People were coming to me. They're just finding me. Again, the synchronicity of the universe. All of a sudden, I'm in the right place at the right time, and I'm connecting with that exact human that's like, yesterday at the expo, this woman that was in, listening to me speak, I could feel her and I connecting during the talk, because Spirit just has a way of kind of guiding me towards different humans. We make deeper eye contact. And afterwards, she met me in the hallway and we talked for probably another hour. And she was just like, she goes, when I came in, it was accidental. She didn't know anything about me speaking that day. She was just walking through and saw it on the board as they were leaving. And she was like, as soon as she connected with me, she was like, oh my God, I have been looking for you. I have been looking for you. You are my mentor. And I'm like, awesome, because I have been waiting for you too. And so what's so fun and magical is that when we're in that right vibration, the people who actually really want to work with us, no matter what it is we're doing. For me, I'm a healer. I want to do public speaking events and writing a book. And these are my goals. These are what excite me. Leading retreats for women. But for each of you listening, maybe it's, I just want my automotive shop to just be successful. I want happy customers. I want everything to run efficiently. I want employees that just treat me with respect and they have integrity. For others, it could be, I want to have my own pet walking business. I mean, it doesn't matter what the thing is that we're manifesting. It's that you focus on being in the feeling of having whatever you're wanting in your life right now. No longer waiting for the future, that some future date you could have it maybe if you're worthy. You already are worthy. Like, you are each worthy right now. But you have to do the clearing work, which is why my soul's here. If you invest in that and you do some work towards clearing your energy field of all the things that are disrupting you, all the things that are holding you back, that are pinching you off, and you sometimes might need a helper, you might need a guide or a mentor to help you with that. When you do that work, it's going to actually clear out all that distraction so that then you can tune in and get your vibe right. You can start feeling what you want and be one with it instead of focusing so much on what you don't like and vibing that, which is going to continue to create that feeling of lack and separation. So from my perspective, this is like the most important work that we can do. If we want to be powerful creators and we want to enjoy what we're creating, we need to be conscious. And if we need help getting there, we need to honor that and stop procrastinating it, stop making excuses for it, and stop playing small, stop being victims. You can say you guys like that, but I know you don't. I know deep down it sucks, and it never feels good when we're playing a victim. But the feeling, when we get into that feeling of being in our power, that feeling of empowerment, that feeling of expansion, that feeling of being honored, seen, and loved and supported, that feels good. Like, if you just, while I'm talking, just close your eyes and get into that feeling. Like, maybe today you're in a relationship where you're treated like a total doormat. Maybe nobody in your family or your circle of friends shows you honor or respect. That's your reality right now. And that's coming from your past thinking and your past vibes. But right now, you have an opportunity to shift that, take your power back, and get your vibration right. And you have the opportunity, like my life, to completely magically transform it in a way that you love, that has nothing to do with people around you. It has everything to do with what you feel about you and what you're focused on feeling every day when you're in creation, when you're in conscious creation meditation. So whether we're meditating consciously or whether we're just unconsciously thinking all day, knowing right now that you are creating. So be mindful of what you're creating. And if you don't like your life, if there's any part of your life you're not liking, you're not enjoying it, then you've got to come in and you've got to get into the feeling of a new experience. What would it feel like to live in that bigger, nicer house? What would it feel like to have that nicer boyfriend or girlfriend that actually treats you with honor and respect? What would it feel like to manifest more money doing what you love and being loved and respected and supported, having more than enough money to help pay for things that you want to do, and never feeling fearful anymore about lack? What would that feel like? And you want to get into that place of feeling it right now, every single day, coming back to it, until you hold that frequency long enough, knowing that because you are, and because you're a vibrational being, the energy you're focusing on is got to come. It is on its way. So you just have to be patient and persistent in what you're vibing. So I'm going to pause real quick, see if there's any questions or comments.
No.
No? Is anybody even chat logged in?
Wait a second. No, I shouldn't say no. Sandy's saying, Namaste, Tanya.
Namaste.
Could you tell me again the guided meditation that you discussed, or post a link?
Is she talking about this one, the getting into the vortex? So if so, this is the book I was talking about. It's called Getting into the Vortex, and it has a guided meditation CD by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Totally recommend you get this book. Very simple read. I'm going to actually read a page to you right now. And the way I use this book, like when I teach yoga or work with clients that I know that they're struggling with their health or with their finances or relationship, whatever, I'll just kind of be like, Source, what do you have for them? And I'll just open to a page. And that's what I did today. I just opened to a page and said, what do they need to hear today? So I'm going to read this. But I would encourage you to get this book and listen to the CD every day until you start to change your world around, because you're going to learn what I'm saying is truth by experiencing it. I could talk to you guys all day long, and if you just listen to me like, yeah, that sounds nice, and then you go right back to doing what you've been doing, it's not going to create much of a shift. But if you actually practice what I'm teaching you to practice, and you're diligent with it, you're focused, you're going to prove it to yourself. I can't prove this works to you. My life, I could tell you all kinds of stories that I'm doing, that I'm experiencing. But when you're going to really know it and it's going to connect, all the dots are going to connect, is when you experience it. And you're only going to be able to experience this by practicing and being focused, being diligent with it and persistent. Okay? So the page I opened up to, it says, this process of breathing and allowing makes it possible to get from wherever you are to wherever you desire. For as you breathe and release resistance, you tune your vibrational frequency to that of your source and to personal thriving. So this is just the simplicity of, like in yoga, when I'm helping the students just close their eyes, connect with their Ujjayi breath, they're just calming their energy field, they're connecting with the breath, quieting the mind chatter. To some, that would seem like, oh, that's boring, I got stuff to do. I'm telling you, it is so powerful. We, as a collective, we need to all start to honor the divine feminine energy just as much as we honor the masculine energy. There is neither of them are better or worse. It's like the yin-yang symbol. One energy and the other energy are equally important in that balance. So the feminine energy is helping us to come into that place where we're allowing, we're receptive, we're still, we're quiet, and we're connected. We're releasing tension. We're releasing resistance. A lot of humans don't even realize how tense they are. They're walking through their life and their shoulders are up and they're just, teeth, jaws clenched, and they're tense. That is a sign that they are completely pinching off their source energy. But if they can go and take a yoga class, meditation class, listen to a CD, work with a healer, and start to create a sense of ease, they start to melt their energy. They start to calm down and let go, loosen up. It's kind of like pinching that garden hose, and we can't let anything come through. But when we relax, we let go, and we let the flow happen. So then life is working through us and for us, instead of us grabbing at life and we're trying to control life and drag it around, or we feel like it's dragging us around. That's a sign that you are in resistance. And resistance, if it's held long enough, will start to create dis-ease in the body. And then the body will start to break down. The body will start to have problems. So things like arthritis, fibromyalgia, all these things that are from tension. This is stuff that we can heal, but we're never going to heal it by just continuing to complain about the pain and just numb the pain and keep overdoing an activity. That is never going to help us. We have to come into a place of ease, and we've got to honor the body and trust that that body is damn intelligent and it wants to heal. If we would just get our fist off the hose, if we would just let go and we would come back to ease again, our natural state is one of ease, we will allow the flow to move through us, and we're going to feel much better. We're going to heal faster, and we're going to start drawing in amazing, supportive people and more money. Everything you want is going to come from that ease. So when people dishonor and think, oh, the feminine energy is weakness, to rest is weak, I feel guilty to rest, I'm like, what? Like, that is insanity. That's what we've been taught as a society, but it's not truth. The feminine energy is power. This is where we're conscious. This is where we're receptive. And then in that conscious space, we take aligned action when we're inspired, and it's going to be much more beneficial and efficient action than if there's no honor and reverence, no consciousness, and we're just spinning on a hamster wheel hoping it works out. This is why the planet's in the state it's in. We all have to come back individually and collectively. We have to shift this focal point and honor the divine masculine and feminine again. And we have to come to a place where we start to have reverence for space of stillness and being, and we honor that in ourselves each day and see how powerfully it changes and transforms our world. So I encourage you guys to really practice that. Okay, so back to reading. When you are surrounded by pleasing things, you can easily perpetuate your positive attitude or good mood simply by observing your good feeling surroundings. So it's easy to be happy when everything's working out. It is easier to have a high-flying, happy moment in a physical body that feels good. But the necessity for having pleasing surroundings or conditions in order to feel good is an unsustainable situation. It does feel good to observe something pleasing, but it is not a good idea to need something pleasing to observe in order to feel good. Now I'm going to read that again, because this is where I think a lot of people lose their alignment. So it does feel good to observe something pleasing. It feels good when everybody's kind to us. It feels good when people are paying us like they promised they would. It feels good when everything is just flowing. That feels really good. But it's not a good idea to need something pleasing to observe in order to feel good. So if I'm in a world and people are doing things that I don't agree with and I can't still feel good, I'm like, oh, they should do this, and I'm angry, I am losing my alignment. So yes, it feels really good when everyone's cooperating with us, but if they're not, I still want to maintain my alignment by focusing on the feeling of what it feels like when everything works out, what it feels like when people are kind, when they say they're sorry, when they do the right thing. Focus on that feeling instead of focus on the feeling of what they're showing you, which is lack or anger or hostility or whatever's being mirrored. We want to observe it, but not let ourselves lose our alignment because of what we're observing. If your happiness is dependent on seeing only pleasing situations, then you eventually become one of the many who are futilely attempting to control the conditions that surround them. So this is when we start to control life. We want to control the ocean. We don't like the way it flows, so we're trying to stop it and move it around. That's not a very efficient way to live. You see humans that are doing this. They're tense. They want to control everyone around them because they're actually out of control. Anytime, this is a simple thing to tune into in yourself and in others, is anytime you see a human trying to control and make people do stuff and they're grabbing on, it is a sign that they need help to get back into their alignment because they are out of control. So if that's happening in your movie, someone around you is doing that, you want to get away from them, send them love. If they're open and receptive, guide them. But if not, get away from them and come back to that place where you trust your source has a perfect solution for you. If you're one of those controllers, be awake right now and really receive this message and realize being a controller is never going to save you and it's never going to make you feel better. It's actually you are needing to